This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 905. I am Brian Kilby, and it is our 25th anniversary episode. As of this recording, tomorrow marks the 25th anniversary of the first episode of Radio Free Cybertron, which I posted probably in my PJs when I was like 19. Yeah, I was 20 years old. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. Toward the end, we'll spare you all of the talk, but I do want to read this because this is just crazy to me. I found the post where I originally suggested doing this on Rec Toys Transformers Moderated back in early October 1999. I'm like, what did I say? It says, this program would not be streamed off the internet. Instead, each episode would be a downloadable MP3 between 2 and 5 megabytes in size. Had to tell people how you would actually do it because podcasting wasn't a thing. It was still 5 or 6 years off. That's pretty cool. With me this week, Don.
Hello.
You had a visitor this week.
Yes.
Diecast.
A visitor from a strange other planet.
Yep,
The
Diecast.
North.
We'll talk about that more in a minute. John, you were here back in 99.
I was. Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. Matt.
Hello.
Chris, who was also here.
I mean, it does kind of feel like it was yesterday. I can still remember sitting in my bedroom with the tape recorder, just, talking about some random toy for what felt like probably most of the listeners' endless minutes of my awful 15-year-old voice.
Yeah, that was good times. I enjoyed that. Rob's also here.
I am. Hi.
So tell me about the trip, Don. How Diecast came down to turn your day into an adventure.
I noticed Diecast is still alive. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, actually, everything went very smooth. I learned things about Diecast I did not know.
Really?
So
Like what?
You're holding blackmail over him, I see.
No,
That's
just
much more valuable than murdering him.
No. I did not have to cast of Amontillado him, which was always nice. Because it really didn't have anywhere to dig a hole out in the wall. But no, he came down.
Po man.
Yeah. We went to a kind of sketchy, not buffet Chinese place. Well, Diecast, tell him about the decor of our
His dogs are barking. He doesn't want to. He wants to be on mute.
Yeah, they just quieted down. Everyone just got home. Yeah, it was the Chinese restaurant was probably one of the most interesting interior designs I've ever seen. It was like they were going for like a little Chinese village in the restaurant, and they gave us a ton of food. Like I don't even think I ate like a quarter of what was on my plate.
What's the worst one that we've been to? Chinese restaurant. I've got
That
two.
one in Dallas. That
Dallas.
John took us to.
Yes,
Sorry,
that John
John.
took us to. I think that's the worst one. But probably the next worst one is the one in Atlanta that you didn't go to, that Diecast and I were at with Rob Springer. That one was bad.
That was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
But we had a great time, and Don said the only reason he didn't kill me is because he just wanted me to know if I come back ever again, that's what would happen. just
okay,
kidding.
maybe you talked to the other version of me. It's like Lazarus and Lazarus. Maybe it was the other Lazarus you talked to, or the other Don.
Big Bad Don came out. Like we're in the part of your story arc before you have the horrible accident. You become Two-Face.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Showed him the man cave downstairs and got his feedback on my setup and everything else like that. Well, Diecast, tell him about my man cave down there.
Oh, so you walk down in the bay. It's like I like how he has it set up because there's 3 rooms, and then there's the first room is just like a walk. You walk down the center, and there's shelves on each side, and or the shelving units, I guess you would say. And then we walked into what's basically his laundry room. I think the laundry room back there, and then he had a storage area a little bit further back, and he could also
This is exciting.
His back door. But the office was also set up really nice. and he's gonna put that Dungeons and Dragons statue that he
Yeah,
got.
Diecast. How big did you think that Tiamat was versus when you saw it?
Ooh, I did not think that. I think that box took up like a quarter of his dining room. It was pretty big.
I imagine it's larger than Unicron, at least in a general area.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty big.
yeah, and he actually had his Unicron set up in planet eating mode.
Yeah,
Which
I've never transformed it. It's just visually, it's more impressive in planet mode with the setup that I'm going for.
Yeah, I like mine in robot mode. I'm glad I finally did it.
So
But
I
it's
have a
not
really
good.
important question for the two of you now.
Hmm.
If I'm end up back in that part of the country and I have to drive the two of you somewhere, they're gonna be safe to put the two of you in the back seat of my car this time. Are we not gonna have any trouble this time if we have to do that?
no,
It all depends on where we're going, what we're doing, and how much sleep I've had.
Well, at least that last point, I think it's very fair. It also depends what Diecast is trying to torture you with on his phone, I think.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead.
yeah, and I mean Don and I didn't talk about this, but there's the diecast on the show, and then there's the diecast.
Well, that's the
That's-
first I've heard of a diecast other than the one that's on the show.
You're pretty much the same guy
Yeah.
all the time.
But I will say this: Hank has never took to a stranger like he did Diecast.
Oh, my kids love diecast.
Yeah,
Hank has he usually runs away, watches, and then he'll go. Then when he feels like it's safe, he'll go up and sniff. Hank was just like, "Hi there, pet me,"
Yeah.
and that was. It was like,
Hank's
well,
awesome,
Yeah,
too.
well, Christy said the same thing. We've never seen Hank take to anybody like that before.
Well, now we know that you need to put diecast in your will.
No, he's not. He's not my little brother.
That's funny. Hey, so Elf on a Shelf warmer. It's getting that time of year. Holiday season's upon us. And like every year, we want to make sure that kids out there in need get toys this holiday season. I put up a very basic resource page out at tfradio.net/shelf warmer that links out to locations for Toys for Tots drops. It links out to our Amazon wish list. If you don't want to or can't drop off, you can send something. It'll come to me, and I'll drop it off for you. I was also looking for other similar toy drives, and I haven't dug too deep into this, but I did link it out. Something called Second Chance Toys, where you can donate opened toys. Now, there are instances where kids out there, especially, again, I worked at a children's home. Kids come in the middle of the night. They're taken from their home because of abuse or neglect or whatever. They get there and they basically have what the social worker is able to throw into a couple of garbage bags. That's a perfect instance where, donating a secondhand toy would be just something that would just a kind gesture that would help a kid through a rough time. So that looks like that would also be an option. And there looks like a few hundred drop-off locations across the United States. As the holiday season goes on, I'll look for other similar charities and hopefully get some international ones as well. But again, pick up a toy, drop it in a box, and help make a kid's holiday season a little bit better this year. So, again, and if you take a picture of whatever you do as you're dropping it in the box, put it out on the internet, hashtag Elf on a Shelf warmer. That way other people can see it. So I think it's pretty cool. Also, Diecast, you're going to be at New York Comic Con this weekend.
Yes. Going to the Hasbro event.
Yeah, that's right.
Not actually at New York Comic Con, but yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot of neat stuff, and I think we're going to be talking about it, what we think we're going to see.
Yeah, and this, I forget what Hasbro said, but is this a breakfast like they do at SDCC, or is it something different?
Yeah, it sounds like a breakfast. I mean, I'm not expecting like a full breakfast.
You don't
but
even
maybe, like,
eat breakfast.
bagels or something like that. Yeah, as long as I have coffee, I'm good.
Yeah, you like having this doesn't sound that weird because of our relationship, but like having spent like time in hotel rooms with you, or you crashing at my house, it's like you just get up and you go. There's like no ramp up time for diecast in the morning.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see.
I mean, like, I'm not really a breakfast person either.
I mean, you had a pretty good time at that place in Chicago. The one that had like the gigantic pancakes, didn't you get? Like, I think we enjoyed that place quite a bit, didn't we?
Are you sure you're thinking of the right podcast, sir?
No, you went to Chicago, didn't you? Was it diecast?
St. Charles BotCon.
Yeah.
I haven't been like into
Yeah.
DeFCon.
Yeah, we went to that
Where
place.
did we?
It was like this.
Oh yeah, that little like place that we had to drive like
Yeah,
5 miles or whatever.
yeah.
to.
It was that place was great. That
I
we still eat
I
breakfast
will
food.
I will eat breakfast food. It is absolutely not my normal thing to like have breakfast in the morning after I get up.
I'm trying to remember. Is it you or Don who eats salad for breakfast?
I had the salad at the IHOP
That's right.
because like the kind of garbage that you get in the IHOP, and I don't have something like that is going to be troubling me for the next day at least. Like it's bad digestive juju. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Now I do remember what came to mind when you said big pancake was actually at ShardaCon when me and Rob split the giant waffle.
Gotcha. Waffle.
From their like in-house restaurant deal there.
After 25 years, convention breakfasts run together.
So many events, but like I'm just happy getting up and waiting until like midday to eat for the first time.
Yeah.
Lunch is my first meal of the day.
Oh man, let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump to the
I wonder if that lunch is a waffle. That's a completely different argument.
True. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. I love breakfast foods. If I could live on just eggs, just like
or bacon. If I could live on bacon,
I prefer eggs. I could eat just a plate of eggs, and often like I'll just get like half a dozen eggs, like scrambled.
It's almost cheaper to live on bacon at this point.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm just hoping with us getting a casino in town later on this year or next year, we finally get a Waffle House.
I'm shocked that you don't have one now.
You
live in a real city.
We did have one probably 30 years ago because there's a restaurant on the main highway that was, you can tell by the layout, there's nothing else it could have been, but it closed 20 years ago. So I'm praying we get a Waffle House. Christy will never see me again.
Don must really live life on the edge to live someplace where the Waffle House closed.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay,
Well, I will say this: when Christy worked for the hospital where she did work, and told them that she was moving here for a job, they told her, "Please don't get shot."
Oh, okay.
So
Charming.
So
yeah.
So what's in the news?
Yeah, what are we going to see at New York Comic Con this weekend? There's also a 1027 stream on Sunday.
Sunday the next weekend.
Yeah, on 1027, and that is for Pulse premium members only. But typically, there's a way around that.
Typically, they stream it on YouTube, and it's not like secured or anything.
Yeah. So no chance of seeing any type of HasLab or anything, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the HasLab's, pushed off until later than it would have otherwise been, which is not necessarily the worst thing to have happen.
Well, there are. Sorry, y'all have seen.
Evan did say on like a podcast appearance or something to expect Studio Series Devastator's debut to either be at New York Comic Con or the 1027 stream sometime in late October. So like at least the first images of that probably are the main thing we should expect.
Okay.
I'm really hoping to see, I mean, New York Comic Con in general, we've always seen a piece of the next Titan or the whole thing. I'm hoping that we would get that. I'm not expecting that, but that would be nice to kind of get a glimpse into the next Titan.
Evan or Mark just pulled a tiny hot rod out of their pocket.
I was thinking like
Star Convoy's toe.
I was thinking the chest crest thing. Pre-broken.
Oh.
Don, what were you about to say?
I Don't remember.
Okay.
Okay, note to self: don't assert over Don because he's too old to remember what he was going to say now.
I'm sure it was brilliant and groundbreaking. We'll just assume that to cover all the bases. And I think of it, I will let you know later.
As far as HasLabs, I was going to mention that nothing for Transformers at New York Comic Con that I know of, because they're probably going to be promoting the new Ghostbusters HasLab.
That's what I was
Very
going to talk about, Rob. Was them? There's pictures out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That'd be neat. So I guess we'll see. I want to jump to it. I'm going to skip ahead because I think we'll probably see these in some capacity. Hopefully, the most awesome thing that popped up this week are the retro G1 Gears and Bumblebee.
Yes,
I love them.
It's
I love Gears.
I
the
love them
favorite
both.
of the week, and it's also the most frustrating because I missed the pre-orders.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. They're Walmart exclusives, and from what I think Shouta had mentioned in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, basically, like, the exclusives going forward are going to be shipped in solid pack cases, like, even to the stores. So once the stuff starts shipping out, it's going to languish so horribly.
I mean, that
have to wait for your
Bumblebee-
store to get them.
Yeah, that Bumblebee is what I wanted the Bumblebee to look like from the beginning.
Mhm.
In my mind, and I know people may not like me saying this, but it's better than the Studio Series Bumblebee we just got.
No, I mean, I
I-
understand that perspective. Even when I was talking about 86 Bumblebee, I was saying I still think I like the Netflix one better. And honestly, in these colors, which are closer to like cartoon colors, and especially like these two things are, toy focused decos more than anything, but like
No,
they got that yellow color nailed a lot better than the Netflix one did. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have bought the Netflix one back then anyway, even knowing this would eventually be an option, but like I like that this exists too. But that Gears is the real triumph here.
yeah, I ordered the Gears. I skipped Bumblebee, but if they're going to be in stores, I may pick up the Bumblebee later and another Gears to open. I was going to leave that Gears on card because I really like Legacy
So
Gears.
yeah, let's talk about that. So we had the retro Headmasters a couple of years ago, and then there's the retro carded G1 toys. I mean, classified toys, and we thought that maybe the retro stuff would be boxed, but as these toys originally carded in the U.S., so it just makes sense that now that especially that they have that nice heavy card stock that they're using for the retro Joes, that they would do the same with Transformers, and they did, and it looks phenomenal.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
does.
really
the
beautiful
G1 ones
packaging.
were carded in vehicle mode, but
Well,
Ah,
true. Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
not perfect. Not a perfect translation 1-to-1, but I think these look great.
In Japan, weren't they carded in Robot?
I think I want to say they were probably boxed.
No, there are multiple releases. There was a boxed release, and I think the carded release was in Robot. I think, but I don't own any to confirm by.
Yeah, but I mean, I got the Gears mainly because one, it's an actual definite change with the faceplate change.
mhm.
The Bumblebee really didn't look different enough. I'd rather put that money towards something else and look at it in person if it does ever show up. But I just wanted one Gears just to sit there in front of my open Legacy Gears, and it was kind of cool having both versions.
Don, you're the packaging guy. I would expect you to be like, I'm getting this just for the packaging.
Right.
Well, no, well, see, that's why I didn't get the Bumblebee. It was just the packaging, and it was $25. It's like there's nothing there really for me. It's like an even more expensive reaction figure. There wasn't really anything new with the Bumblebee to make it worth getting it. Versus the Gears, at least that has a new head, and you get that nice. So it was like a 2-for-1. You get a different kind of figure, different looking figure, and you get the nice card art.
I do wish that Bumblebee had a toy inspired head. I understand why they're not doing that, since this is basically a way to get, better availability for the Netflix Bumblebee. But yeah, I would have liked that. With Gears having it and Bumblebee not, it's just kind of weird to me.
I would have liked that too. And there is a gold bug head for that mold, which would probably be close enough if you painted it the right way.
Yeah, probably so.
What I would really have loved to see with Bumblebee is retooling to make it work like the Buzzworthy Auto Trooper did, where there's, an easy swap neck joint and it comes with the cartoon head and a new toy-based head sculpt so that you could have whichever one you want once you open it. Like, it doesn't help for the package display necessarily, but the option could be there and it would be a relatively minor bit of retooling to do.
Yeah. The thing I really hope is that this line sticks around long enough for them to get to whenever we get a legacy style Wind Charger, because Wind Charger's cartoon face is boring. I
Yeah.
always like the toy face. Also, it was the first Transformer I ever got, so that's kind of
Hey, real quick, I just want to make one small correction. The carded stuff, they were carded on in robot mode. I'm actually having a hard time finding boxed mini bots. I know for a fact that the throttle bots were boxed. That may be what I'm thinking of. Because
the Penny Racer stuff, like the micro chains, they were boxed.
yeah, Diaclone
That
stuff.
might be what you're thinking of.
Yeah, that may be it.
Isn't this what I was trying to say last week, that they could use these molds, and that mean the sea spray that's coming, it's the first time we're going to see that in a deluxe mold?
Sounds like it.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was ridiculous when you said it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's amazing though how right Legacy Gears looks with that toy visor face on it. Like, it looks so perfect that way.
Yes,
it
it
looks
does.
like it's meant to be that way compared to what we got.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm fine with what we got, but
Yeah, me
Gears was my first Transformer, so I'm definitely getting that one.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it fits that cheese wedge head a lot better than like a humanoid face does.
Yeah, looks great. Let's see here. Star Wars Transformers collaboration to be revealed tomorrow. I mean, there's already so many of those. Like, that's almost like it. I don't care. I didn't care about the originals. I don't necessarily care about this.
Yeah, this is our at least third go with this, because like Hasbro did their whole line of it, and then about 7 or 8 years ago, Takara actually did their own separate one, which was, I think, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter and a new or retooled Millennium Falcon set.
Yeah, because the Chewbacca from that original set has brown GPS very badly.
Ooh.
Well, that's not going to be here for Showtime, but we'll talk about it next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Earthrise Scorponok. I got an email from Hasbro Pulse saying that was for sale again. It's $200.
Sold out already on Hasbro Pulse, I believe.
So up 50, just like Omega was with his reissue.
I
think
Scorponok might have been like 169.
Okay,
I think so.
Yeah, that's right. It was slightly up from Omega because that was like the interim between the price increases from the 140 to the 199.
Is he the best Titan?
Probably.
In at least some sense, like Scorponok seems like the one where they most kind of had it together how an action figure of that size was going to need to feel and operate to be like successful at what it was trying to do. And in order to do that, they kind of didn't try to make it do anything like innovative or amazing. So like, it's not an imaginative Titan, but what it's trying to do, it manages really well.
Yeah, like Scorponok or Omega, I would say, are definitely the best.
Yeah, I personally probably put Scorponok a little bit ahead of Omega Supreme, just because it all is a little bit that much more straightforward, and there's not so much like futzing around with the separate parts Omega has.
Yeah. And the Black Zarek off that mold is really nice if you find it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's weird that Black Zarek was everywhere. It didn't move at a lot of places for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. And yet somehow we still got a Guardian Robot, which also didn't move from a lot of places for the longest time.
Hey, John has one for sale right now, or he did.
I'd have gotten that if I knew where to put it.
Right.
Like I believe that. Like, John, did you sell yours yet?
Did I sell what again? What are we talking
Guardian
about here?
robot.
Oh, no, it's still
Titan
there.
class.
Yeah, no, it's still there. It's hanging out. So thanks for the plug, guys.
Cloudburst on eBay.
Mm-hmm. Shipped fast, well packed.
Yes, very, very nice. 5 stars. There's a new photos or new Sunstreaker prototype out there.
It's
For
the
Missing
same
Link.
prototype. We're just seeing more of it.
Yeah. Like the one thing I notice is that if you look closely at the arms, it looks like you have the option of having the original plug-in fists or built-in hands that fold out.
Yeah. So the way apparently this works, the hands that are displayed on the prototype in the pictures are permanent attached. You can flip those back, and there's pegs on the back side. So you can attach the missile with that. It's either a peg or a peg hole, but you attach the giant toy accurate fist with that, or the missiles to emulate the G1 gimmicks.
That's
So
amazing.
you can pick and choose how you want this to work, if you want a perfect transformation or if you want that much more toy accuracy. Like also just, Sunstreaker Hulk hands, that seems perfectly appropriate
Yeah.
too.
Does the head look a little small to y'all, or is that just maybe because it's a prototype? It looks like it's just a little too. Either it's too far back, and maybe it slides forward or something, but it just looks a little out of proportion with the torso. Well, that's a lot of torso. I mean, let's be honest.
It is a lot of torso.
I mean,
Yeah,
the original.
I think it'll look better when the clear part of the torso is painted, because that will help kind of define that space a little bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The windows on the side are going to make the torso look narrower, which will make the head look more natural.
Yeah.
And this is
yeah.
true to the G1 toy because his head also is a little small.
I was thinking that was probably the case too.
Like if you
Yeah.
like how many heads tall, John? You're the artist. How many heads tall is a person typically? 7?
Yeah, 6 or 7. It's not. 7 actually sounds kind of tall. So it's probably between 6 and 7.
The ratio is off with that. Like he looks like he's about 10 tall.
Yeah.
But a small head conveys size.
Right.
That is one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks so nice though. Small
Yeah.
head notwithstanding. And I'm still expecting this to be probably like $70, for the new tooling and all the parts and stuff. But I'm so interested in picking up some version of this when it comes out.
I just
actually
can't.
had
Show
any
me
kind of-
spin out already, basically.
Yeah, I
I've
can't
never
wait.
had any kind of G1 Sunstreaker, so I
Nor
think
have
I'm
I.
probably going to grab this.
Yeah, I can't wait till some more / better pictures of RC. That would be kind of nice.
I
I mean,
hope
I'm
that
sure they're
actually
still
gets
working on
made.
it.
There's some talk over there. So can Chris, you go, then Rob?
I'm sure they're still working on getting RC's development, underway more.
Yeah, and I was just saying, I hope it does actually get made.
Yeah, me too. I think I have Sunstreaker somewhere. I'm pretty sure I do.
Man.
But
I'd be surprised if you didn't.
But he is not one that has ever really stood out to me. Like a lot of those early Autobot cars, I'm not crazy about, other than Mirage. Let's see.
Well, you're probably get a Missing Link Mirage, before too far into the future, because it's got the Sunstreaker problem. The G1 tooling is not there to reissue anymore. So,
But the KO companies have done such a great job of making their own tooling, and there's like a bajillion of them out there.
yes, but the Missing Link one will have knees.
Yeah.
And also probably not snap in half at the waist.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Let's see what else we got going on. Reaction Arc playset, and we were right. It's crap.
Yes,
Oh,
we
wow.
were. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Garbage.
This. I've always gave Super 7 a slight benefit of the doubt.
It's reaction.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's the reaction stuff. And it's not much above the cardboard thing I had mentioned. It's actually less than that if you stop and think about it, because there's not even an arc there. The box shows the arc in the background, and it's like it's a rock outcropping. This is absolutely the stupidest, most ridiculous.
You're describing a reaction.
dumbest thing they have ever done, and they've done some pretty dumb things.
It's perfect for reaction.
Yeah, reaction is the we are making bad things on purpose line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you had bad things as a kid.
Yes.
That is the point of the line.
Yes.
I mean,
like what this reminds me of, my brother, like, okay, when Kitty City was closing down here and I did not get the $50 Fortress Maximus that haunts me to this very day. I did get the Ghostbusters role-playing game. That is excellent. If you ever get a copy of it, awesome game. But I think Brian's going to eBay. But my brother got an Advanced Dungeons and Dragons model kit. And it was a bunch of like little, like small scale figures and a little vacuum formed base with like a fortress on it and things like that. And he did a really good job, like flocking and painting it and all that. But just like, yeah, that's what this reminds me of. It's just a little vacuum formed base. Like I hope that the rocks are actually airbrushed like this on the final model, but I'm betting they won't be.
Yeah. There's a Ghostbusters 2 RPG. There's a Ghostbusters 2 version. That's amazing.
Yeah, Ghostbusters International. Ghostbusters 1 is a little bit simpler. You can actually fit your whole character on an index card.
That's super cool.
Yeah. International is a little bit more detailed, but yeah, they're both really good and kind of expensive, but worth it.
And the thing is, and I'm sorry if I'm harping on this, but those reaction Megatron and Optimus, if you buy them blind box and happen to get them, they're 15. If you buy them on regular card, they're 20. Okay, let's say there's $40 right there in the figures. Where the hell is the other $35 in this? Because I sure don't see it. Is it the cost of cardboard?
It's called profit, Don. It's called profit.
Yeah. I know, but I'm
they're not leaving money on the table. Like, you harp on like leaving money on the table. They're not. They're taking it all.
But I'm saying this could have been something special, and it's
no, it's reaction.
Okay,
what's special about it?
Don, you feel this way because you've never looked into any other of the quote-unquote play sets for reaction figures of other properties. This is not new science. This has been an established practice for years.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting anything, and I'm still disappointed.
Okay, Don, do you realize, and I'm not saying this to you, I'm saying this to be funny, how many of these they need to sell at full price to make up for the ones that they're going to have to sell for clearance?
That's or take to the landfill.
I still regret not getting the Planet of the Apes Forbidden Zone set. I'll be honest with you, play set.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rant. It's just I wasn't that's the sad part. I wasn't expecting anything decent, and I'm still disappointed.
You shouldn't have. Like, that's your fault.
I wasn't expecting something decent. What I was hoping for this to be was the Arc interior. So like where the base piece would at least look like textured, bronze starship plating with obviously the Teletran cardboard cutout in the back. Like it would still be garbage, but like this feels like recycled garbage. Like they just took a rock form from something else, which they probably did, and they put a
Forbidden Zone. I bet it's the
probably.
one. I bet it's the same one. Hey, you know what could have been cool if they would have spent an extra 30 cents on it. If it was like the interior of the Ark, you could have a little flap that you lift up, and the Dinobots could be standing there. That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
I get the cupboard.
Yeah.
To be totally honest, if I was going to design this, I would have made the printed part of the background the rock surface for them to stand on, and the molded part the mountainside with the Ark in it.
That would have been really cool. That would have been really cool.
That's kind of what I was hoping for.
If I was the designer for reaction playsets in general, I would make the bottom platform piece 2 pieces that have a hinge, and the cardboard part be a pop-up book element.
Oh,
so
that
like
would be
cool.
cool.
Close it and fold it flat, and then have like you still have a cardboard backdrop, but might be able to have some dimensionality to it then when it pops up.
Kind of like that Dinobot gift set that we got.
Kind of, except with some of it being plastic, so it may hold up a little bit better over time.
Yeah. So Flame Toys Ferrari model Beast Wars Megatron.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't want it.
When I first saw the pictures of this the other day, the first thing that I was thinking was, okay, if you want to strip out all of the organicness of Beast Wars Megatron, why didn't you just make a model kit of Transmetal Megatron?
You know what it reminds me of is the 10th anniversary deluxe Megatron that they used in Cybertron as well.
I was thinking that a little bit too. Yeah,
It reminds me of the Sharkticon Megatron, like from
Transformers Prime.
From Prime, sort of.
I wish I'd gotten that.
Yeah, it kind of also reminds me of that little Megatron that was the funky art style that was included in a loot crate.
Which you talked about 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is just like it's Megatron flavored, but it's
I won't. Never
Megatron
mind.
grape Kool-Aid.
Too bad it's not Purple Source Rex. Dang it!
Do they even still make that?
Occasionally, and it makes my day. It transforms my day into an adventure. Okay.
These Flame Toys models, man, like, I don't know how many different designers they have contributing to this line, but like, there is just some of them that I do not vibe with in any way whatsoever, and then the other ones make stuff that's just like slavishly faithful G1. It's like,
yeah, it's like
okay, yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's like there's two ends. It's like there's nothing in the middle. It's either really great and super expensive, or super expensive and it don't look right.
Okay, we're going to talk about another silver coin from New Zealand Mint.
Brian's going to have to buy.
I might have to get one of these.
These actually look really cool.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Agoro must be like a brand or something that they have going on, but there's an Optimus Prime head, a Megatron head. It looks like there's maybe 2 different versions of Megatron. One that is like plain, and then one that's
painted.
Yeah,
the Optimus Prime's the same way.
And then there is one where it's Optimus Prime and Megatron from Transformers 1 together, posed with a little Transformers 1 logo in silver. That actually doesn't look that bad. I kind of want the Optimus though. I gotta admit, I kind of want that.
Okay, so these are 2 separate editions. So the plain Megatron Optimus, I'm pretty sure, are the ones here that are listed as the 1 ounce for $119. And I think the painted ones are the 3 ounce ones that are over $300.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I was. When you said you thought you'd have to get one of these, I was kind of wondering if you had looked at what the prices were listed
I
as.
forgot what I paid for the Canadian Mint Optimus Prime dollar or whatever from a few years back. It's more than I'm comfortable with in retrospect, but it wasn't $319, which is again 10 times. Again, people who like buy silver and gold try to equate the melt price to the final price of a product, and you can't do that. But again, this is 10 times the value of the silver that's in it. Yeah, you're paying for the artistry or whatever, but that's still a lot.
You know what? I just looked at their website and I have it backwards. The painted ones are the cheap ones.
Yep.
Cheap, quote unquote. The painted ones are the $119 ones.
The painted one actually looks like the Optimus Prime painted one actually looks pretty good.
It's a good likeness.
I kind of like the unpainted ones better, but not enough to pay $300, let alone $119.
Yeah, it's the difference between a 1 ounce silver piece and a 3 ounce silver piece. Apparently, the paint doesn't make that much difference at the price point.
Yeah, also, I feel like it's a missed opportunity here that they didn't do just Autobot and Decepticon symbols in this format.
God,
yeah. So like they left some silver on the table.
Very much so.
Yeah. I just had a terrible thought. I'm now picturing Brian with some gold and some silver, and he's cosplaying as Yukon Cornelius.
Oh, I quote Yukon Cornelius to myself all the time. I'm not gonna lie. That happens. That totally happens. And then I think of the Burl Ives singing Silver and Gold. I can't help it. Okay, let's jump to what we got this week as Don's coughing his head off. He wanted to go first.
Yeah, okay. Real quick, I was just at Walmart.com. Your mileage may vary, but they are showing Slipstream and Legacy United Galvatron in stock. I know a lot of people miss Slipstream's pre-order. She is showing in stock, but again, it's very regional based. Your mileage may vary. So this is what I got this week. I'm going to start off with a disappointment. I got Quake. Quake is folded robot tank origami.
We need that.
And not even as good as we could have hoped for. Robot mode looks good. Robot mode does look good. The transformation in the legs is extremely overcomplicated for this size class. And there's a couple of very tight hinges that have to cantilever back and forward based on whichever mode you're in. Getting them to go into the position for tank mode for me took me about 20 minutes, and I was having to use an instructional video by someone off of YouTube, and I had to actually get up and stand in front of the TV to see how the hinge was pivoting. Mine were super stuck. That's why I was having trouble. But yeah, wait for this figure to go on sale. I love second generation Targetmasters. I think they're great figures originally. This is the most disappointing of the ones we've gotten so far.
When was the last time you played with the G1 Quake?
Recently, I liked it. I like that Quake a lot. It's simple, but everything hides well. The turret doesn't turn, but neither does this one. The top turns because these are the hands. Well, the back and the hands are up front. So yeah, this is if some third party makes a bludgeon pretender shell, this will fit in. I'd be happy to put it in the pretender shell and never open it up again and say it's bludgeon. That's how much of a disappointment it is for me. I decided to get this after hearing good things. I got Legacy United Hotshot, mainly because Target has sale going on, and I picked up two things, and one thing I'm going to take to TFCon and sell at retail. So by selling it at retail, this will be free. So if I want to have another hot shot, at least it'll be free. Also got in recent Walmart expedition, I got great value budget Missing Link, or the Deluxe Optimus Prime. Wasn't going to get it since I had the Commander, but he was there in person, and it's like, do I really need another Optimus Prime? No.
I was hoping you would open that one because that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. Because
I only had time really this afternoon to open up after doing all my errands and stuff. I had opened up one thing, and I wanted to see if Quake was as bad as we thought he was.
Do you have
chose poorly.
Did you pick up? Do you have anything else?
I also picked up the Metal Hulk. I wasn't going to buy him again, to be perfectly honest. But man, these colors are so gorgeous. They really, the first one looked good. These new colors really make that mold something special. And I went ahead and picked it up.
Yeah,
so I got those two.
I really want that Optimus I really want to get my hands on it because I want to see what it's like. It's
like I said, I had canceled my pre-orders once I got Commander Optimus. But he does kind of fill in a void that, Commander Optimus is to go up and look great. This will be a fiddle toy if I want to just transform my Optimus and
hopefully it'll be a fiddle toy.
Yeah, there's that. Also, I picked out today. Long legs aside, I got D16 Transformers 1 Megatron. I've seen some video reviews in person. The way you pose them, the legs do not look like Stiltman is cosplaying as Megatron. And I went ahead and I've got this Optimus, so I figured I'd go ahead and at least get them two just to match up because that'll look good on a TF1 display whenever I get it up. Today, I went ahead and got the Studio Series Gamer Edition Ratchet. Again, I watched a video and it's very small in vehicle mode with what I'm seeing. But there's a lot of interesting transformation and mass shifting on this to get it from this Voyager class robot to the smaller ambulance. So I decided to go ahead and get that because I got a feeling he'll be kind of hard to find initially. He just happened to be available locally. And the last thing I got that I have not had a chance to open is Dinoking. So really looking forward to opening him up. I've got something to go with my core class Dinobots. So when that comes, I'll be able to take my core class Dinobots and make Volcanicus, which I think those two will look really good on the shelf together. But that's all I got on topic this week.
That's quite a bit. I was hoping again that you would be excited about that Optimus Prime.
Well, I am. It's just
Why did you want to go first? Why did you want to go first?
Well, because of Quake. Because
Okay.
I think Quake was something we were all hoping it would be better than what we were seeing, and
But it's not. I have
so
no
I figured I'll tell everybody
expectations.
if you missed it, don't feel
one
bad.
too-
Wait for
One too
sale.
many retools out of that Skullgrin mold, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
just the thing that ruined it for me is the engineering of the legs. Just the hinges. You have to fold this back, fold the rest of the tread out, then fold it in, then fold the foot in, then combine them. I think there would have been a better way to get from A to B without doing all those extra moves.
Okay, cool. Diecast, you get anything?
Yeah, I got like Don, I got the Gamer Edition Ratchet. I happened to walk into GameStop and they had it, so I picked it up. And I got another Commander class Optimus Prime. And the reason was, yeah, because I was having a hard time fixing the feet on the one I had. And I know it's minor. It was something I wanted to do. And after I ordered the Commander class Optimus Prime on Facebook, someone found a tool on Amazon that's actually meant for like pushing gears on radio controlled cars or something that works perfect for it. So I was able to buy the tool off Amazon for $8 and fix my Optimus Prime. So I also have a sealed Optimus Prime, which I'm probably going to keep just because I like that toy that much. But that's all I got this week.
Cool. John, you get anything?
The only thing I got, I think I actually got maybe the week before, but finally opened it, was Super Mode Starscream, the exclusive that came out, the Voyager Armada Starscream mold that's done in his Super Mode Thundercracker colors, and he comes with some blast effects, and he's really nice. I like that mold a lot, probably more than it deserves, but I find it a nice, modern take, on Armada Starscream. Could be worse. I'm glad it's at least a Voyager size for sure. And he's really nice, so I do appreciate him. Outside of that, and I'm also glad I got him because apparently, he's not being widely imported and he wasn't super available. And now certainly the window to get him as easily as possible, that's passed. So
and Evan told someone in Instagram DMs that there's no current plan to for Hasbro to sell that toy.
yeah, which I think a lot of people were just assuming, right? So they were just kind of waiting that out and not buying from importers or some of the smaller boutique online retailers. And that was like the best shot, turns out, for getting one. So glad I got him. I definitely wanted him, and I'm glad I took that chance to just pay a little bit more than you would get at a bigger online retailer because they ain't getting them. And I think that's actually it this week on topic.
Matt?
Yes, I did get Dinoking, and I did take mine out of the package and combined them. So I never messed with the Dinobots. I didn't get the core class Dinobots because the Dinobots don't combine. So I felt no need to get a combiner. But Dinoking actually turned out, in my opinion, really well. He's got the new feet, the new hands that add a little bit of a posability. He's got a nice A stance going on now. The ankles are adjustable. A couple of the individual figures not that great, but a couple of them turned out actually really well. The Stegosaurus and the Pterodactyl are actually decent little transformers. I can never remember, like I know all the Japanese names, but I can't remember which is which. I cannot keep that straight. I was impressed by the way they combine the torsos, the Brontosaurus and the Triceratops. They're on a core class figure. There are 5 points of connection on that, and it is super stable. I was impressed. love it. The colors look great, and I am just happy to have a Dinoking. This is fine for now. I would like to see a slightly larger one in the future, like 6 deluxes or so. I think that would work wonderfully. Colorful dinosaurs would sell as well. So, but yeah, I am super happy with it, and that's all I got this week.
Chris?
No.
No. Rob?
I also got Dinoking, and I pretty much agree with what Matt said. I was really impressed by how well the torso locks together. I was not expecting that. It does feel nice and chunky in hand. I've heard some people have like problems holding the like combined weapon together, like the sword on top wants to fall off for quite a few people. I lucked out on that. Stays together just fine on mine. I have Matt, have you had any trouble with the feet just wanting to pop off?
No, but the arm that attaches to the Ankylosaurus has a tendency to come off really, really easily.
Yeah. The new combiner parts on mine could stay a little bit better. Like the feet are definitely locked to specific legs because the connectors are just have an incredibly arcane shape because of how specific the shape of those dinosaurs are that they need to connect to. And yeah, just sometimes for me, they just do want to pop off a little bit easier than I am comfortable with.
Yeah, and it's not the ones you would think either, because you would think like the little missiles are the toes, but they are actually the ankles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, they go backwards to how I was expecting too. So yeah, I expected to have painted toenails, and it just does not happen. But the other thing is, all these wonderful connection points, it all locks together relatively well, and the arms are held on by 5mm peg friction joints that are starting to get a little bit loose on mine already. Which, yeah, that's a little bit of thread seal tape I'm sure would fix that. But just I would love to see just like more robust connectors of some kind for that, because friction joints don't last forever, and they're holding up a decent amount of hardware. Like, again, I just was really happy with how like, just what's the word I'm looking for, just chunky this thing felt in hand. It has a good weight and sense of mass to it. It really does. But yeah, it is not bad. I do also wish it was a little bit cheaper than $80, but it looks really good. So, I'm just gonna.
I was going to say the individual core class figures were $11-12, so it adds up. But yeah, it is a lot to ask for 6 core class figures.
It is. Yeah, it's just like I haven't really done a lot of core figures lately, so just I think I haven't bought any since they went up to 12. They were like 10 a piece when I did last. So yeah, just tiny bit of sticker shock. I mean, even at $60 for core figures plus new parts, I don't think it's unreasonable. It's just it's just a bite all at once. But that's it's good overall. And that is all I got on topic this week.
I got a few things. So I got the Dinoking set. I haven't opened it. I want to. My problem is it looks so great in the box, and
that's why I buy a second one, Brian.
Yeah.
Did you buy a second one?
Not yet.
Because there's literally nothing holding it in but rubber bands, and
once you cut the tethers, that box is dead.
Yeah, it looks so nice. Similar, I guess. I got the comics edition Straxus and Grimlock. God, they look great. I am just super pleased with those and how Straxus turned out.
Oh yeah,
yeah, just really nice looking toys.
And the cell shading on that Grimlock should not put anybody off if they're worried, because it's not bad at all.
Maybe it shouldn't, but it does.
Yeah, it looks great. And during the show, we joke, take a drink if Brian buys something. Brian did last week, and Brian got a really nice, very clean looking. Is it? I haven't taken it out of the box. It's not sealed, but it almost looks sealed. It is a really nice Repugnus G1.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
good shape.
it is.
Yeah, he might be my favorite monster bot.
So I'm trying to go through the stuff G1 stuff that I don't have, the American G1 stuff that I don't have, and the G1 stuff that I don't have, and the monster bots are basically next in line. So Repugnus was first one on the list. I picked him up. I got it from Transformers Land. They had during pre-show. We'll normally talk about like what they get in during the week, and I've had some interesting experiences with them. Generally, it's positive. Sometimes I don't necessarily 100% trust the condition that they list out. Just honest feedback. But this one, completely pleased, completely honest with you. It looks good. They even called out the fact that whoever owned it tried to clean up the corners, which were a little worn with like red ink. And I see that, and doesn't affect it one way or the other. Very pleased with how this one came out. So.
And hey, it uses the logo that should have been on those Walmart Headmasters.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, it's the later G1.
Actually, I remember actually when those came out, Rob, you were talking about how your head was about to explode from the OCD of the wrong logo being on there.
Yeah, it's like the whole box is in the wrong fonts. They're in 1984 fonts. It's like an alternate universe version of the Headmasters, and I kind of wanted some of those toys, but I knew that I couldn't get them because the packaging would just drive me fully into insanity.
I'm glad I got to set that off again too. I couldn't have this power.
Yeah, but that's what I got this week. So
I also remember Don voting that package is like one of his favorite things that year, even though it drives Rob nuts.
It is really cool packaging, even if it is in the wrong font.
Yeah, I mean, it's like for Dinoking and Minosaur. Oh, I forgot. They announced Takara versions of Dinoking and Legacy Minosaur today as well.
Takara's the Japanese market's going to get the Minosaur box set, so like that could potentially be an avenue for that for people who missed out and now only have like high secondary market pricing for that. Like there might be some savings actually in importing from Japan if you play it right.
Could be interesting to see if there's any kind of paint differences at all.
I'm sure there won't be.
I think it's supposed to be the same toy decos as the ones that we got through Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, because I would have to imagine Dinoking would be, they would want that as accurate as possible because I'm sure there's some.
I think if they wanted that as accurate as possible, they would have just started over with brand new toys, Don.
Touche.
Let's jump to ham sandwiches, the off-topic portion of what we got this week, which is, of course, exclusive to our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. I'll go first because I got one boring thing. I got the Masters of the Universe Filmation cartoon version of Web Store. It was at Walmart. I didn't have it, so I got it. Don, I know you had to get some stuff. What did you get?
Yeah, I did. I showed this off in pre-show, which you can see if you become a Patreon at TF Radio Patreon.
You can listen to it if you are on Patreon.
Well, true.
See it with your ears.
Yes, radio. I got a Star Trek pop-up book that I showed them in pre-show. That is a very wonderful. I found this at Ollie's for $8. It's got a picture of the Enterprise, Deep Space Nine. But the reason I bought it, out of all the stuff from Voyager, they included Chaotica's Citadel of Doom from Bride Chaotica, which is my favorite episode of Voyager. So out of the entire series, that's what they picked to put in this book. So for $8, I had to have that, just if nothing else, because this book was made for me. So I'm very happy with that. I also got the complete Captain Planet and the Planeteers on physical media. So I now have the complete, both Captain Planet and the New Adventures of Captain Planet that was done by Deke. So expect Deke level animation, but still some good episodes there. And I also got in Road Pig from G.I. Joe Classified. And that's what I got on off topic this week.
Diecast?
Yeah, while I was visiting Don, I actually did a tour of his stores. So I got a Joe Fix-It from his Ollie's. I got a...
How much was that, Diecast?
$20. I got a Iron Man Mark 1, which I guess is like classic Iron Man Mark 1, for like $8. I got a Jean Grey X-Men 97 from his GameStop
was wondering
for
where that went. It was
20
gone.
Yeah, because I was that's one of the ones I was missing, and then I had to order Nightcrawler because I was missing him. And the
Oh,
only one
they had him last week.
the only one I want that I'm still missing is Cyclops, because that was in the second wave. I got the whole first wave and I missed the second wave. So I'm missing Cyclops and that's it. Then I also got the Transformers Hot Wheel Bumblebee. They just showed up in the mail yesterday. I forgot. I ordered those on eBay so I didn't have to search the stores because I hate searching through Hot Wheels. God, that's it just makes me cringe
especially at our time in life, it's not a good look.
yeah. So
Well-
I rather buy those on eBay, that way I don't have to.
Yeah,
go
let somebody
looking for
else
them.
go through that first, and you just profit
Yeah.
socially from their behavior.
And they were roughly about like $10 for one on eBay, and I found someone who had 3 of them for like 20. So I just got 3 because
Oh.
it was like it's worth it. And God, I feel like there's something else. I got a road pig, not the one you find on the road, but a GI Joe road pig.
What does
And-
his tattoo say, Diecast? I can't make it out.
I didn't look yet, to be honest.
It doesn't say anything. You have to read it.
Yeah. And then I got the 2 carded classic Cobra Troopers. But that's the third party stuff, or third party off topic stuff that I got.
Diecast is a little tired.
Yeah. John?
I think Rob wanted to go next, actually.
Oh, Rob. I'm sorry. I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to go after Don because I also got a Star Trek thing that is wrong. So,
Hey,
Okay.
but okay, so over on Target's eBay page, Bullseye Deals, they had I've been taken to checking that regularly because I've gotten some decent stuff out of it, like Chris Pratt's hamster ball. But they had the Playmates Classic Star Trek Communicator for $10.
ooh,
And it's not bad. It's about the right size. It's surprisingly light. It shifted batteries in it. I thought it was empty how light it was. But it, for $10, I would recommend it. For any other price, I would not. And here is okay, before I get on to the part that you'll actually be able to hear what's wrong, also just I wish the grill was painted gold instead of just molded, because it is that butterscotch plastic. If I can get some nice shiny gold paint, I may try painting this. But okay, so it makes sounds. It makes the grill is spring loaded. Makes that sound. Makes this sound, which I don't even remember what that.
So that is from the episode with the Kelvins, and it's the emergency beam up. Oh no, that's not the Kelvins. It's from Day of the Dove. It's the emergency beam up signal, so the transporter operator knows to suspend everybody in transport.
Gotcha. Okay. It also speaks Shatner. Oh, it has more than one voice clip. I just found that out. But okay, it does not have the paging sound that a TOS communicator should have. I'm hoping this will drive you all as crazy as the Headmaster's packaging did me. The noise it makes when you push the other button on the side where the paging sound should logically be.
It's the TNG hailing frequencies noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I know, because Diecast got me one of these for my birthday this year, and I talked about it on the show and brought up that very same point about the wrong signal noise.
Oh, yeah.
I also mentioned how I opened it up and actually took the spring-loaded thing out of the lid because, like, half the fun of a TOS communicator is doing the action of flipping the lid open.
Yeah, I may. Have
I wouldn't
to
recommend
try that
replicating that process though, because I almost lost. Well, no, I did lose one of the necessary springs. I fortunately had a replacement that I could make work in it so that it will still, actually do what it's supposed to do. But yeah, it's a bit harrowing, and I would not recommend doing that lightly.
Gotcha.
You're right about the gold paint, though. I agree with that, and hadn't really thought that much about it before.
Yeah, just I had this on my Amazon wish list, tfradio.net/playlist, for a very long time, and I'm really glad that neither I nor anyone else paid $25 to $32 for it, which is what this goes for on Amazon.
Thanks for paying
'Cause-
$25 for that for me, Diecast.
No problem.
Yeah, because just for as a gift, I'd certainly welcome it and be grateful. But just as for coming from my own wallet, this is not $25 worth of anything. Like, but it for $10, which is probably what it would have cost me in it was probably like 20 some bucks in when they did one back in the 90s too, wasn't it?
I would guess it would have been between $12 and $15 at the time. The TNG tricorder came in around that same price point, and I don't think this would have been too far off of that. The TNG communicator toy itself, I think, was $10 in '93 when that came out.
Yeah, I want to say the TOS things were a little bit more expensive than the TNG ones. I
Old
haven't
people
got-
premium, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I have that memory, and that's why I only got the phaser at the time
Okay.
and never went back for the communicator or tricorder, which kind of regret, but I think I'll probably aim for higher quality communicators and tricorders one day at this point. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I got this week worth mentioning, but
No Suruga box?
no, Sir Gaia box is showing up tomorrow, damn it. So I will be able
Of
to
course.
I'll be able to confound everyone next week with one of the more bizarre things I've gotten.
Damn, I was looking forward to that this week.
Right? Oh well, next week.
I'm in on the joke.
Yes.
Diecast.
I won already.
Oh, you did. I've lost track.
We were on John.
John.
Ooh, I got I also got Road Pig, and I have an answer for you, Don, on like what's printed on his tummy. It's a Dreadnoks tattoo. It's supposed to say Dreadnoks. You can tell much clearer on product photography, the official product photography, but the actual like application on the toy is
Font is important.
Yeah, meh, but that's what it is. It says
Okay,
Dreadnoks
thank you,
on
because that
his-
was driving me crazy.
yeah, it's definitely that. So anyway, I like it. I like him a lot. I like Road Pig, especially just because for what he represents, and that is a new like base, a lot of new parts, like a lot of new body parts that in theory they can recycle and reuse for other characters and mix and match because 90% of classified figures are 6'2", average build man. And, when you start like looking at your display, you start to realize, man, like the body shapes and the body types are not so diverse. So it's great that Road Pig introduces a bunch of these new parts that they can use to make big boys. And if anything, I wish he was a little bit bigger, wider, but he definitely is clearly like different than the vast majority of the other male figures in the line. So that's great. And his accessories are awesome. I think he's a pretty good value as a deluxe figure. He's got a ton of accessories. He's got a like shield, a couple different hammers, Raucous the dog. He continues the hot streak that Classified's always had with the animal buddies, who have all been like really neat. And he's cool. He's a great little doggo. And the other thing I got, which we haven't talked about, is Raptor. So Raptor also came to me, and Classified Raptor is cool. His partner, General Ledger, is just like a piece of plastic. He's just a little falcon, I think. And I wish he was more articulated. I wish he came with some alternate wings, like some of the other birds have come with, but he's just a little like slug. He's just a little piece of plastic, which is okay, but he's definitely, I would say, probably the worst animal buddy that we've gotten so far, just because he's so simple. But he does win the award for the best name. So it's a balancing act. The thing about Raptor, I thought I was gonna like his vulture style mechanical wings more than I actually do.
It's
I
just
like,
not right.
I like I was fine with the concept and I got it, and I was okay with it. And when I got it, he really does not feel like a GI Joe figure, or he does like really kind of feel like the Vulture or a Marvel Legends figure or something else. He's like from some other line. So I had high hopes, and I was I had an open mind for sure. And like I said, conceptually, I was like, okay, I'm with you guys. That just giant feathered wings would be ridiculous, and you want to kind of do something about that. But I do have to admit, it takes the GI Joe out of him. He does not read like he fits in with everybody else. He feels like he's from some other universe. So that's
I honestly feel like a little bit of ridiculousness is kind of key to GI Joe. It has to be
Yeah.
there. It's just a generic military toy line.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
yes.
I've long said that I was waiting for two things. Like, I don't collect classified, but I was waiting for Raptor and Crystal Ball, the absolutely ridiculous ones.
Mhm,
I,
sure,
I
the
wanted
weirdos.
an accountant dressed like a bird, and that's not what they did.
No, and I think that, yeah, in hindsight, and they might do like a retro Raptor with like some alternate, backpack that's
I
bird
should
wings.
hope so. Yeah.
I could definitely see them taking advantage of that opportunity, and he'll probably end up being definitely the superior one, or definitely the more GI Joe weirdo of the two. So I was actually surprised that how kind of off it felt, even though it logically makes sense, it intellectually makes sense. But I think Raptor kind of misses the mark. That's all I got this week.
Matt?
Yeah, I got another collected edition of comic books. I got the Uncanny X-Men Volume 2 Omnibus. This had originally sold out everywhere because I didn't start collecting these when they started coming out. So they finally reprinted these, which is great because I didn't feel like spending $350 on it. But this is the one that has the Dark Phoenix saga in it. And like, yeah, I think the tail end of the introduction to the Hellfire Club and the Dark Phoenix saga is where it starts. And now I just need them to reissue Volume 4 because that one's super expensive on secondary market too.
Which one's Volume 4?
Oh, I am not sure where Volume 3 ends, and it's way over there. I can't grab it.
Gotcha.
Well, just make something up. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all I got off topic this week.
Chris?
Nah.
Okay, cool. Well, that does it for our ham sandwiches segment. Want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons of Radio Free Cybertron get an ad-free version of the show. You get the podcast a day early, which doesn't mean 24 hours necessarily, but it's the day before. You get it at a higher bit rate. You get the complete What We Got This Week segment of the podcast, including non-Transformers off-topic content. You get unedited episodes of RFC, exclusive to patrons if I make heavy edits to the show, like if Don has a crazy rant or something. You get There Goes My Money a week early. Patrons of Touch Tier get to be on There Goes My Money. If you're connected to Discord through Patreon, you get a fancy color there. And patrons of the Touch Tier get to be mentioned on the show each week and also listed at tfradio.net/credits. And I'm going to do that now. Kevin Dorsey, Daniel Scott, Jacobo and Lucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell, Here's Why It's Cool, Rabbits, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Trickster, Nathan's Fast Talk Food Reviews, and Mollis Koenig. Thank you all so much. And again, if you want to be a patron and you want to be mentioned on the show, go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up at the Touched tier. You can find all of our stuff going back literally 25 years as of tomorrow at tfradio.net. There's a wide archive there of a lot of shows, a lot of episodes of Radio Free Cybertron, and a lot of other shows that we've done over the years. There's a ton of stuff there. You can
I
find
did so many podcasts on the side.
Yeah. You can find me at briankilby.com. And you can find Rob Springer, who is not here, at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter, at zonebase.bsky.social on Blue Sky, and at zonebase.org. Don, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EBR. I've reached on Blue Sky at HMRC for the VR.bluesky.social. Also have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/donlist.
Cool. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/rcreviews. And I also have a wish list if you're so inclined. It is the holiday season coming up. tfradio.net/diecast list.
Cool. John?
That John D everywhere.
Matt, do you want people to find you or not?
I mean, they can look up melvar.bsky.social all they want, but I don't use it.
Yeah, I don't use kilby.bsky.social as much as I used to. But hey, Twitter is changing how the block feature works. So if nothing else so far has gotten me off Twitter, I think that will do it. I block people so that I don't see them at all. Period. And they're changing it so that you can still see people that you've blocked, and people
What's
that
the point?
you can't interact with the person, which is the block feature is literally what makes Twitter usable. It's crazy. Chris, what about you?
Chris RTXB on Blue Sky. I have an Amazon wish list, tfradio.net/Chris list. And my website where I put the things I've done on the internet in, the last 7-ish years. I lose count easy, but playwithphotography.com. Oddly enough, it's about toy photography.
Cool. Rob?
I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. I use it probably more than I should, but the block function there is very robust, and I recommend it because, when you block somebody there, they can't see you, you can't see them. It's
As it
done.
should be.
Yeah, it's a basic function every social media site should have. And I'm over there. I'm also at YouTube at youtube.com/@flailthroughs. I think it's how you get to it now. I mostly post Gundam things, still doing Gundam Breaker 4 and Gundam Battle Operation 2. Breaker 4 I've started doing customs in. I got relatively close to Missing Link Arcee, but the amount of steps I had to go through just to even get close to replicating that head were absurd. Just posted a decentish Darth Vader, and next couple of weeks I'll probably be posting a couple of Transformers designs that I've done using Gunpla parts. Starscream came out great. Like, Starscream is almost perfect. If you like what I'm doing over there, you want to request something in Breaker 4 or GBO2, patreon.com/flailthroughs. You can throw me a couple of bucks and I will take requests. And I also have an Amazon wish list that tfradio.net/playlist. And yes, Don, I forgot to thank you during the ham sandwiches segment for sending me those two G-frame Gundam figures. So
I just make sure you got them.
I did get them. I'm sorry I forgot to mention them. My brain is sludge. But tfradio.net/playlist, and like all the TF Radio wish list links, except for the Elf on a Shelf Warmer one, they do kick a little bit back towards the upkeep of the show. But Elf on a Shelf Warmer, of course, we don't do that.
Nope. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Listeners out there, hang tight. We're going to have a little bit about the 25th anniversary of RFC. We'll see you here on the show next week.
Recording stopped.
Let's see here. People watching live, I'm going to kill the stream because it's late. And I'm strategizing about what I'm doing here. So I'm going to see.
And we have to wait on Chris because he stepped away from the computer.
Yeah.
I kind of like Manny's suggestion, actually.
What?
That you should upload a 16 kilobyte per second version of the podcast this week.
Yeah, I should. Okay. People on YouTube, we'll see you next week. Bye, YouTube.